IShowSpeed, a creator who didn't climb to the top step by step. He blasted through every level at a pace no one expected. The internet wasn't ready for someone like him, and when he showed up, everything changed. Born Darren Watkins Jr. in 2005, Speed grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. Before fame, he was just a regular teenager who loved video games and sports, especially football. He wasn't from some media family or backed by big names. What set him apart was his personality, loud, unpredictable, and completely unfiltered. When he started streaming in 2020, he had no fancy setup, no sponsorships, no strategy. It was just him in his room, shouting at his screen, laughing at his own jokes, and reacting in ways nobody else did. At first, only a handful of people tuned in, but Speed didn't change. He didn't tone it down or try to fit into the mold of other streamers. He stayed loud, he stayed himself, and slowly, more and more people started noticing it. He didn't just play games, he turned them into experiences. Viewers never knew what they were about to see, and that's what kept them coming back. His chat filled up with people trying to make him laugh, test his reactions, or just witness the chaos. People clipped his reactions and shared them. From his first shaky streams in 2020 to becoming one of the most recognized faces online, Speed's rise was like nothing the internet had seen before. No filters, no limits, just raw, unstoppable momentum. But before the world knew his name, Speed was just a kid streaming from his room. In 2020, IShowSpeed began his journey as just another teenager with a passion for gaming and an ordinary setup in his room. His streams mainly featured NBA 2K matches and horror games, titles plenty of other small creators played too. But Speed didn't blend in. His reactions were anything but typical. Every dunk or game-winning shot brought a celebration that felt larger than life. Every horror jump scare triggered screams so real and intense that viewers couldn't help but clip and share them. By 2021, the spark had become a fire. Speed's chaotic, unpredictable moments started flooding TikTok. All it took was one clip, a sudden scream during a horror game, an outrageous outburst after a loss, or a bizarre on-stream challenge. That single moment would get reposted, remixed, and memed into thousands of versions across social platforms. What started as casual streams for a few people turned into viral chaos that reached audiences far beyond the world of gaming. What began as chaotic streams for a handful of viewers didn't stay small for long. In just 2 years, he went from streaming in his room in Cincinnati to becoming a name recognized on almost every continent. Wherever the internet exists, Speed's face, voice, and unforgettable moments became part of the culture. What started as chaos on a stream became a worldwide phenomenon. By 2023, IShowSpeed wasn't just a name people saw online. He had become a global figure, someone fans wanted to see and experience in real life. What set his global tour apart was that it wasn't some carefully organized celebrity schedule. There were no polished tour posters or ticketed events. Wherever Speed went, chaos, excitement, and massive crowds seemed to follow, turning every appearance into a headline moment. It all kicked off during the 2022 World Cup, but the momentum carried hard into 2023 and beyond. His visit to Qatar wasn't as part of the official media or any football organization. Speed showed up as a fan, but his presence drew as much attention as some of the players on the field. People spotted him in the stands, surrounded him outside the stadiums, and gathered in huge crowds whenever he went live or filmed content. His passionate reactions during matches, whether celebrating a win or breaking down in tears at a loss, felt relatable to millions of football fans worldwide. In a country packed with celebrities, athletes, and influencers, Speed stood out simply by being himself. From there, Speed's travels became legendary. In the UK, his appearances at YouTube boxing events and football collabs brought out crowds like no one expected. He wasn't the one fighting in the ring, but often it was his entrances, dances, and chants that went more viral than the matches themselves. His visits to football stadiums sparked scenes where fans would mob him for selfies, chant his name, and flood social media with footage. He made appearances on popular UK YouTube channels, collaborating with creators who saw firsthand the magnetism he carried wherever he went. In Portugal, Speed's trip felt almost personal. His love for Cristiano Ronaldo had been one of his defining traits online, so when he visited, it was like a dream fulfilled, both for him and for his fans there. People treated him like one of their own, crowding him in public spaces and celebrating his arrival as if he were part of their national team. His tour didn't stop at Europe. In Spain, Germany, France, and beyond, Speed's presence drew fans who only knew him from viral clips. In Brazil, his football content had already earned him massive respect, and his visit felt like a crossover moment between the online and real football worlds. In South Africa, fans gathered during his streams, and his moments from football watch parties or public spaces spread like wildfire on local social feeds. Even in places like Japan and Dubai, where language barriers might have stopped other creators from connecting, Speed's energy and over-the-top personality broke through. His face appeared on local meme pages, TikToks, and YouTube compilations, and fans recognized him instantly when he walked through airports, shopping malls, or streets. What made Speed's global tour so unique wasn't just the places he visited, it was how naturally his online chaos translated into real life. And everywhere he went, the same pattern followed. Speed showed up, and the internet spilled over into the real world. His tour proved what many had already started to realize. IShowSpeed wasn't just an online star. He had become a global figure, someone whose reach went far beyond the screen. The internet wasn't ready for that kind of crossover. And in city after city, it showed. As Speed's name echoed around the world, he didn't slow down. Instead, he kept delivering moments that shook the internet to its core, moments no one could forget. One of the first moments that cemented IShowSpeed's place as an internet legend came in 2021. On what started as a regular stream, Speed decided to take things to a level no one expected. He lit fireworks inside his own room, live, on camera, with thousands watching. What followed was pure chaos. Explosions filled the space, smoke quickly clouded the screen, and alarms began blaring in the background. Speed coughed and stumbled, trying to manage the mess while still live. Viewers couldn't believe what they were seeing. In a matter of hours, clips from the stream flooded TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. By 2022, Speed's love for football became a huge part of his identity. His obsession with Cristiano Ronaldo, his passionate FIFA streams, and his constant "Siu" chants were already fan favorites. But that year, he took things to a new level. Speed released his track World Cup, a song packed with the same chaotic energy that defined his streams. The song blew up instantly. Fans started chanting it in stadiums. Clips of real matches featured crowds singing along to Speed's lyrics, and as the actual World Cup approached, his connection to the event only grew stronger. He traveled to Qatar, streamed from the stadiums, and couldn't go anywhere without mobs of fans swarming him. His reactions during matches, especially the moment Portugal lost and he, face-painted and emotional, melted down on stream, became iconic. Speed's months-long obsession with Ronaldo wasn't just for the camera, it was genuine. And in 2023, he got closer to his idol's world than ever before. After months of shouting "Siu" and hyping Ronaldo in nearly every stream, Speed finally met Ronaldo Jr. The clip of their meeting spread like wildfire. Fans who had followed his Ronaldo side quest celebrated with him. The moment felt like the final scene of a story the whole internet had watched unfold. For Speed, it wasn't just a meet and greet. It was a dream realized. And for his fans, it was the payoff they didn't even know they were waiting for. Speed's energy made him a perfect fit for the YouTube boxing scene. Between 2023 and 2024, he appeared at Misfits boxing events alongside KSI. He wasn't in the ring, but his entrances, crowd hype, and ringside antics stole the show. He danced, yelled, and entertained in a way that turned heads even at events already built on spectacle. Every appearance added to his list of viral moments, as clips of his wild behavior at the matches flooded social media. Whether it was hyping up the crowd or getting involved in post-fight chaos, Speed proved he could dominate more than just gaming streams. He could take over live events too. And just when fans thought they'd seen every side of Speed, he shocked the world again, this time with sheer athleticism. In 2025, just when it seemed like Speed couldn't surprise the internet any further, he delivered yet another moment that nobody saw coming. This time, it wasn't fireworks, music, or a chaotic stream. It was pure athleticism on display. Speed found himself face-to-face with Ashton Hall, a well-known athlete with a reputation for running fast on the track. What started as a playful challenge quickly turned into one of Speed's most unexpected viral wins. There was excitement, but also plenty of doubt. After all, Ashton Hall was the athlete. Speed was the entertainer. But when the race started, Speed took off with a burst of energy that stunned everyone. He crossed the finish line first, and then did it again, and again, and again. 4 races, 4 wins. Speed didn't just beat Ashton once, he dominated, leaving both his opponent and his fans in shock. Within hours, social media exploded. Memes, reaction videos, and clips of the races flooded TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Fans couldn't stop talking about it. Phrases like "Speed really has speed" and "Ashton got humbled" trended across platforms. The internet, once again, wasn't ready for what Speed had pulled off. With every unexpected win, Speed proved he wasn't just a moment. He was a phenomenon the internet could barely keep up with. IShowSpeed's rise wasn't something anyone could have planned for, and that's exactly why the internet couldn't handle it. His success wasn't built on carefully polished content or calculated moves. What set Speed apart was that nothing about him felt forced. What made Speed so magnetic was the unpredictability. You couldn't script the things he did, lighting fireworks indoors, dropping songs that turned into stadium anthems, or racing athletes and winning. These weren't carefully planned stunts for views. They were raw, in-the-moment decisions that turned into history. Speed streams felt like anything could happen at any second, and that kept people glued to their screens. And if the past is any clue, the world better brace itself, because Speed's next move is always the one no one sees coming. His energy didn't need subtitles or translations. It didn't matter if someone spoke English or not. The chaos, excitement, and passion came through loud and clear. His clips and memes spread from North America to Europe, from South America to Asia, because that kind of energy is universal. The story of IShowSpeed is far from over. The internet wasn't ready for him when he arrived, and it still isn't ready for what's coming next. What do you think was the most interesting part? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories.